has not
Yeah.
really. Say he predates me at League at Google, and I've been around for a good long time. And we are live, by the way. Now,
Oh, we are live.
I got it back up. Oh my god, I have 10 viewers. This is almost as many as the time I got rated on New Year's Eve.
Oh my God, you have 10 viewers. That's actually very good. I remember my peak is probably at like 20 or something. I can't remember. And that's when I streamed like last year's Xiao.
Yeah, my record is somewhere around 60, but that's because I got rated by one of the Zelda streaming channels right after a race, and they dropped like they hosted me for like 120 people, about a quarter of
Oh,
which stuck around. All right, I have
all right.
chat. Um, Let me close all this extra shit. Goodbye live split. Goodbye everything I normally use for speedrunning. Uh,
Hmm. It looks like we have all the teams ready.
uh, yep, it looks like the teams are.
Oh wow, Liam is Diamond 2 now.
Yeah, Liam's been climbing a lot this last month.
I see.
But yeah, so for those of you who haven't really been following the tournament all that much, this is the finals. It's a best of 5. All right, they're gonna draft.
Oh, they're getting this
Oh,
draft.
so they're gonna draft on Pro Draft. So I'm gonna have to quickly add the draft link once they actually send it to me. Um,
Oh, I see. There will be a wait. What is pro draft? Proxy
uh,
platform for them, like to actually instead of drafting in lobby, is it?
yep, I think that's basically what it is. So let me add a browser source real quick.
Okay.
Uh, Add a new source. Yeah, not Streamlabs OBS. Sorry, guys. This will be better in a second.
Labs OBS, beautiful performance and feature pack. Ooh.
All right.
Maybe we should introduce ourselves first and then introduce the team since they're doing the drafting
Uh,
pretty soon.
sure, that would be a great thing to do. So hi everybody. I'm Kevin Olsey. Alazun is the summoner name.
And what do you do? You're a Googler, right? What's your team?
I'm in the Googler. My team in this tournament. I
Oh,
haven't
wow.
played competitive league in a very, very long time.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. I'm Benz. I used to play League a lot, but now I got deported from United States, and I don't have a computer, so I cannot play right now. So I'm trying to, since I know some of the players, I'm trying to cast for this final for today, and it's 12. Is it 12? Yeah, it's 12:34 right now.
uh, so yeah, it's 8:34 for us. So 12 would be seems about right. As
I
we
don't know.
should be seeing the bans come in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so TSM is going to be first banning Zach. Not super shocking to see Liam get attacked. Um,
Then SRE banned Kate, probably because TSM have a previously pretty good record with Kate.
yeah, I would say Darkin has been playing a good chunk of Caitlyn over this tournament and has had a lot of success.
I see.
I would say in Renekton.
Actually, I saw both team pick prioritize Kate in their last match, and seems like both team has like a pretty good performance with Kate.
I was saying, yeah, that makes sense. If
Um,
TSM's been historically willing to first pick it, then I
I
can see
see.
why the team might want to ban it. As TSM now kind of continues to attack the Heck 1 in draft, throwing both a Renekton and a Tryndamere ban out.
It's
Uh,
probably the Hex comfortable picks, right?
Oh, so yeah, he's been showing a lot of like really carry top lane in sort of the bruiser sense. So he played a bunch of Darius in their semifinal match because the other team was having trouble answering as a Lux ban comes across the board for SRE. As we're now going to get into the first round of picks.
Both of the binding sisters are gone. Both Lux and Morgana are gone. What do you think could be the TSM's first pick?
It's a good question. There hasn't really been a ton in terms of like shared overall priority between the two. I think Caitlyn's probably about the closest we've seen. As TSM is going to first pick Karthus, which
Arthur?
is likely going to go, if I was able to correctly read it, it's likely going to go to XXS, uh, who's a low diamond mid laner, I think, or top laner maybe. It's
Yeah,
jungler.
but I think he's going jungle.
Yeah, I'll say
Yeah,
no.
and
There's gonna be a jungle Karthus going through. Uh,
another pick the Karma. SRE has been very successful with Karma mid, so I think this fits their team comp.
yeah. I am Tanubs. Used to be several seasons ago was probably in the like high plat range, but is sort of in high gold at this point. And they've had their most success, I think, putting him on just sort of wave cleary mids that are safe and can do well in the early game. And then coming back with Vi, almost certainly for Liam Galt, who loves his like brawly junglers of the Olaf, the Vi, that sort of variety.
Now from the TSM side, we have Nautilus, who is probably the support.
Uh,
I do see some of the like Nautilus mid playing, but I don't think that will be the case for this game.
yeah, I would probably expect this to be a support pick, paired with the Kaisa as well. I've seen them play Kaisa a few times here, although it actually felt like Khans was the one who was playing Kaisa, who is almost certainly going to be their jungler, unless they kind of role swap around. But Khans is also the Karthus player on their team. But if you look at like their semifinals, they swapped around a little bit in terms of who was playing what positions. And SRE is going to come back here with the last pick of the first round and is going to go for Zyra.
Oh, yeah, AD carry, right?
Oh, say well
The
that's
prioritize the support. Okay.
oh so that's probably going to be the support coming in. Obviously Zyra, a very strong laning pick, provides a lot of threat, a lot of damage in poke in lane, and also a very strong disengaged champ.
I didn't pay attention. Who is the support for SRE in this game?
I believe the support for SREs are Bellows. The support has kind of been the position they've swapped around
Yeah,
with their sub.
that's why I'm asking.
But looking at the lineup, it looks like it's going to be Arbelos. As Yasuo comes in on the ban for SRE.
Who played Yasuo on TSM?
I was saying there's the Darius coming in as the Heck 1 continues to eat up bans. Yasuo on TSM. I don't think.
I don't see any play
So Don
record.
Daka played it in their clinching game in the semifinals, but played it to a
Oh,
1-7-2 record. So probably not really the one that they're worried about. Uh, Let me look at the last time these two teams played as well, because they did face off in the last week of the regular season, and they went. They had a tie against each other, going 1-1.
yeah, I did saw that, but I didn't see the semifinal game history. And following Yasuo, there's a talent ban.
And then a Dr. Mundo band as well on the other side.
So they probably try to force the hack on Nasus, right? He played Nasus.
That could be a possibility. Yeah, because I do think he's played Nasus a time or two in this tournament. I would say in their previous two matches, the two matches they played against each other, the Heck played Renekton in the first one and popped off pretty hard, and then played Nasus in the second game and was shut down to a degree. As SRE is going to come in with the Cloud9 special with the old
Not
school Ash
special.
Zyra lane. Really, really potent lane that you can kind of poke with from afar. As
Yeah.
I would kind of expect TSM should be looking more to all in, or they're going to get kind of poked out of the lane, or they'll just have to play
Nautilus is pretty good at
more
all in though,
defensively.
so it's kind of depends on if the Zero and Edge can dodge Nautilus hook. If Nautilus hits any hook, and if Karthus is here, then one of them is going to die.
Yep. And we see the solo lanes come in for TSM, and it's going to be Jax almost certainly in the top lane, and Ari in the mid lane to match up with the Karma, as the Heck is going to get the last pick here, with the very, very small number of top laners left on the table for him.
Nasus! Nasus! Oh,
I would say, and I can't assume that if this is Yetman, that's the Nasus locked in, and so
hey!
I'm just going to assume that nobody is surprised by that pick, given the
Uh,
degree to which his champion pool was attacked.
I actually think Nasus is okay into Jax. It's not that good, but it's not very bad because Jax is like a auto attack based champion and also have the W right weather. Is that the name? I can't remember the skill
Wither,
name.
yeah. And that's
TSM side has a pretty strong mid game picks with the Ari mid game power spike and also Karthus. So I'm looking to see the Ari and Karthus to roam bot a lot and let just split. And for the SRE side, I think they should have like lane priority with the Karma strong early and mid game wave clear, and also with the strong pick potential with Ash out and Y out. So it could be very interesting to look at the mid game.
yeah, definitely gonna feel to me like TSM's gonna have an advantage if they're going to like a straight 5v5 team fight. But SRE has a lot of uh, tools to pick, and obviously has the time bomb of the Nasus sitting up in whatever side lane he's going to. Although Jax, of course, obviously scales incredibly well as well. I mean, and really, a lot of TSM's team scales really well overall. Kai'Sa's a really strong scaler. Karthus scales well in terms of damage, although TSM doesn't have a lot in the way of tanks, and so their teams probably need
Oh,
it
do we
shredded
need to
down.
swap back to the game client, or are
Uh,
they like starting?
they
I
haven't
don't know.
started yet. I have
Oh,
it
I
set
see.
so that sorry, yes, I'm going to have to swap back to the game client, but as you can see, I have been.
Yeah, we can do the later, right? Because they have the 3 minute delay, is
Yep,
it?
they have a 3 minute delay, but one of the players needed a bio, and so that's going to happen before they go into the actual game itself, and then we'll have a 3 minute delay before the game comes through.
Okay. So I think this game looks like I think we'll win. What?
Well, all right. It looks like they're looking to ready up.
Oh, maybe they made the better jungler win. Sure.
I
Not
mean, better
spell.
jungle always wins, isn't that true?
The statement always holds.
All right. Looks like they're about to go.
Okay. Okay, so team comp wise, I like TSM's team comp better. But I don't know. I feel like it depends on the execution. I think SRE side has a pretty good chance if you just depends on the Ash out, I would say.
Yeah, I think the Ash ults are going to be important. One thing I kind of like about SRE's comp, you made the comment that Ari's going to kind of look to shove in and then roam with the Karthus to try to make plays bottom. Karma can usually outshove Ari, at least sort of in the early levels, as the game client built by this small indie company is having issues and refusing to let them actually start the game. So, game chat right now is filled with nothing but small indie company over and over and over.
I see. I see. So Karma does have like lane priority over Ari in early games, and also why is stronger than Karsus if she can hit the Q. So I think if SRE can find some way to just push the mid wave in and then roam with Liam to invade the jungle, then it should effectively shut Karsus down. And hopefully they can delay the level 6 Karsus the first wave.
Yeah, I definitely think that, especially since they'll be able to have pushing lanes on both the mid lane and the bot lane, with Ash Zyra almost certainly being able to shove in Kai'Sa Nautilus. They should theoretically be in a good position to have the first roam in both the bottom and the mid lane, and so I would kind of expect to see SRE play around the bottom side of TSM's jungle, especially since Nasus is not exactly a renowned pusher.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Liam choose a jungle route that is like he's red and then go to Karsa's blue. Do wait, I don't know if he actually have time to do like blue red and then the enemy blue. Probably not. If he wants to invade, it probably has to be red to blue, right?
I would say obviously taking away that blue buff from Karthus would be really, really big, although I guess neither Jax nor Nasus really has a ton of shove. I think probably at level 1, especially if Nasus is opening like Spirit Fire or something similar, or at least is picking it up at level 2, uh, he might have a little bit of that early shove in to assist on the roam as well.
Uh, I think if Jax played correctly, then Jax should push Nasus in because Jax have the passive that give you additional attack speed. If you want to prevent the enemy team to invade your jungle and you want lane priority, you just like auto the minions out the way, and Nasus cannot stop you.
Yeah, I would think unless Jax open or unless Nasus opens Spirit Fire, it's going to be tough for him to get the shove going, and I assume Nasus still opens Q. Uh,
Right, right.
don't see a ton of Nasus in pro level play, which is most of what I watch, but
Well, no one plays Nasus in pro games,
for very, very obvious reasons.
and for a very very long time.
Alright. And they have killed the game lobby and are going to restart it. Because,
What?
once again, Riot is a small indie company that's doing its best. I'll say, I have heard
Listen,
rumors of the Heck 1 being a pretty terrifying person to play against.
what is the rumor? I'm so curious. I'm
Well,
so
the
curious. Let me
rumor is
know.
mostly I Like Cowboys in Twitch chat saying that he's going to bring TSM to Pound Town and he's the best top in North America, which I'm a Cloud9 fan, so I got a soft spot for Licorice, but you do you, SRE.
TSM, TSM. Wait, I remember when I checked like this week. Is it this week or actually the last week's LEC Mac check, and I saw that like some of the teams, because they're playing their last week's game and it's not important to their ranking at all. They ban like TSM XD.
Yeah, there were two teams that played against each other. It was G2 and no, it was Fnatic and someone I think, and their bans both spelled TSMX or all spelled TSMXD.
Right, right. I feel like that's definitely a much better band than both of the teams. They should do like the TSM XD or SRE XD, right?
I was
That's
like that
the
was
next level, next level play.
the
BM.
the TSMXD got a pretty good laugh out of me.
Hmm. And to be honest, it's very hard to tell because like and I can't remember what the other two was kind of normal bands, and until the Diana band, which actually gets me right.
Wasn't there a Zareth ban as well that kind of?
Yeah, yeah. The Zeros and Diana band are actually the one telling me, oh wait, they're not doing the normal bands. They're actually doing something weird.
Yeah, it actually took me a while, and then I looked like, why would they ban Zareth? and then I thought about it, and it became very, very obvious why they would ban Xerath. Uh,
So the
Jonathan,
game
I can show
client,
game client, but there's not really much in there right now.
yeah, because they have to, both of the team have to destroy the game client lobby, and they are, as you see, rejoining the lobby and try to start the game.
I was gonna switch over once the picks, once they switch to pick bans. So it looks like they should hopefully be doing this time.
Oh, go, go! But dude, it didn't work. We can't see the players playing. That's true. But you can guess. I mean, I
Tack, that's fair.
actually can't start. I can't believe. I can't leave. Wait, what? Starting? No? No.
So they tried to start the game and nothing happened, but then Cons got stuck in the game.
Oh. Huh. I don't want to use my imagination for this game. Actually, both team are going to play TFT instead of playing Summer's Rift.
Alright, I have a confession to make. I'm a pretty hardcore League over Dota person, but I definitely like Underlords more than I like TFT.
Oh, I see.
Alright, it looks like we're just gonna do a custom here that
I
isn't
see.
wired up.
That's
Zach, if
unfortunate
you're
because
watching
we
this, by
didn't.
the way, I don't know if there's something you can do, but you should preemptively know that the tournament reporting isn't going to work.
Right. That still should be unfortunate because the match history won't be reflected on the app.
Yep, that's what I was warning Zach about. I don't know if there's something he can do to manually override it or not, but
I believe he has to get like a new tournament code for them if he wants
I would say, Zach,
to.
I don't think the Grumple playbook covers this scenario.
For what
I would
scenario?
say Zach actually made a Grumble playbook. We have an on-call rotation for
Oh,
Grumble committee members to see who had to deal with like issues that came up. And so Zach had us test out his Grumble on call playbook that he made.
this one is not one of them.
Uh, I do not recall reading what I should do in this situation. Let's just put it that way.
I see. I have a question about like streaming, like Nightbot. Is it like the name coming from NetBrew? No way, right?
I don't know where Nightbot's name comes from. I mean, I only use Nightbot just because it's a nice and easy thing to add in to
Yeah.
give people information during streams and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
usually, if I'm in a tournament race or if I'm in anything sort of where like being able to look at multiple streams at once would be useful, I'll put in like a exclamation point multi command so that people can get a multi twitch of whatever happens to be going on.
Okay.
Uh, it's always worked well for me.
There's
And
also any bot, right? I mean, on the Twitch plugins.
I'll say there's a couple of different bots. I just used Nightbot when I started streaming.
I see.
See, look at that lovely little command that I took at least 35 seconds to make. Alright, everyone's leaving this game.
Hmm? Wait, what is going on?
Uh, I'm gonna find out. Hold on. Let's see if they're making another game.
More indie company. I want to die. Same. I have a meeting in 2 hours. They better like finish their games before that. Otherwise, they will lose one caster.
That's okay. I've seen the video of Doa casting by himself. It's pretty hysterical.
Right.
Well, to be fair, in that video, Doa isn't actually casting any games because they're stuck in a pause for 40 minutes. It's one of the most entertaining League videos I've watched.
Wait, what? So he solo casting while like the game is pausing for 40 minutes?
Yeah, you can
Holy
slowly
moly.
watch him going insane over the course of the video. It's beautiful. I think
Oh
his
my.
co-caster was in like a car accident or something.
Uh, I think at that point he should just like invite the chats to join him and maybe just play some background music. Hey, talking about background music, maybe you should have
I do have background music.
some without the like copyright stuff.
Hold on.
Yeah, so that it can cure your mind without going crazy.
Actually, usually Final Fantasy music is pretty good about not getting my stream muted,
Oh,
which is what I'm playing in the background. That's what I
I
use as
see.
my background music usually. But I
I,
am pretty sure that it doesn't usually trigger it.
I see. Well, I have to mute the stream, so I can't really hear your background music. I just assume that you don't have it right now. You're probably running it right now,
I've
I'm
actually had it
guessing.
running the entire stream.
Oh, my bad,
I
my
was
bad, my
gonna
bad.
pause it as soon as we actually started in game, but until then we
Uh,
can all appreciate the genius that is Nobuo Uematsu.
Makes sense. Oh, this is getting crazy.
Okay, nobody likes Final Fantasy VIII though. That's not true. I really like Final Fantasy VIII, but
Wait, are they gonna do a coin flip?
we'll see. This is gonna be the most exciting coin flip in the history of League of Legends.
Remember, you also decide the fourth seed using coin flip, right?
I do believe that is what happened.
Yeah. So if there's like multiple coin flip in one tournament, that would be very rare and very exciting experience. I don't know, ask them to just play a TFT against each other. Wait, can you like play a TFT against some specific
You can queue with
group
friends into
of people?
TFT, but I thought it was limited to like 4 people in a queue.
Oh, I'm thinking maybe they should have like both of their leaders and let the leaders to pick one of the teammate to play TFT, and then the winner wins the coin flip. To be honest, TFT is also like a featured game mode of League of Legends, right? Because they didn't do the featured game mode all
Tack, I
summer.
almost timed you out for that comment. I just want you to know. And then I realized the last time I timed someone out, it banned them for 15 minutes, so maybe not. But I'm mods on one of my friend's channel to protect him from spoilers in the game he's playing.
Oh, oh.
As our poor players continue to be...
Our players' mentally is decreasing rapidly.
Yeah, we're really seeing the players' mental be held up to the test, as the 10th
Right?
man has joined.
There is a tense man. Oh,
I am Tanubs has successfully extricated himself from the previous game, and we will see if we once again get stuck in...
no, please. do want to highlight one of the Twitch chat. The mental war is half of the battle. That's so true. Very true. 100.
No!
What's it gonna say?
No!
Oh, the start. Wait, what?
It happened, but the guy who started it, someone left and it canceled the game.
This should,
I'm so dead right now.
I think that this should be like punished with one last ban. We can do it next game.
One sec.
Several
Alright, well,
minutes
they are
after
hitting
hitting
start. And I think it's the appropriate time to change the music that we will be listening to.
going back to original. Wow. Oh, this time it's way faster.
Okay, I'll stop the Jeopardy theme song. As everybody shows their assigned picks, I do not believe they picked Kale. But that does not stop them from invoking the ghosts of Cephas Mar.
Oh, they haven't locked it anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe we should tell them that they cannot swap or change champions in the last 20 seconds.
I don't think they're able to swap champions at all. It's blind. This is theoretically blind pick.
Wait, you cannot swap champion blind picks? I don't even know that.
I don't think you can, because like the other team can't see who you're picking, so what's the point?
That's true. Okay. Well, I haven't played blind pick for like years.
As the entirety of SRE has locked in, but TSM still has 4 players who have not locked in their blind pick. And I gotta be honest, that does make me worry about where TSM's head is right now. But they do
Maybe
successfully
eliminated from the quarterfinals, right?
Alright, we're gonna hope this loads okay, guys. I tested this out earlier, but
It's low.
it should simply pull the League client over, or the actual game over the League client, once it actually loads.
Okay. So now it's our time. It's 3-minute delay for spectator.
Yep, and we've kind of talked these teams to death, but I guess we can do a brief kind of go over the matchups. We have Jax versus Nasus in the top lane. We have Karthus jungle versus Vi jungle. We have a Ahri versus Karma in the mid lane. We have Kai'Sa and Nautilus in the bot lane against the Season 3 Classic Ashe Zyra Dragon. I will be saving the VOD afterwards, yes. I also can export it to YouTube for people. Because I am a company man.
I think the VOD will be saved automatically if you enable that on Twitch. Will be at least be around for 14 days, right?
Yes, my VODs are enabled to stay around for 14 days, but I don't have partner or affiliate, so I can't make it stay any longer than that. I can, however, highlight the broadcast and it will save it basically permanently.
Yes.
And I can also export it to YouTube, which, as we know, is the far superior video streaming service.
Yeah, the best, #1, super duper on the world.
As
there's someone calling out the first blood timing.
507 by Nasus. That's a bold call.
I'm calling like way earlier. I'll call like 1. No, not 1. I'll call it like 2:43 bot lane from Link Zero.
Sorry, Tack. I don't know why Nightbot's being so aggressive. Let me see if I can turn that down a little bit. Oh, here we go. There you go. You should feel free to spam symbols all you want. I just disabled the symbol spam protection.
You are the missing link. Goodbye. You too. So it's your turn, Kevin. I'm predicting the first blood happening around 240, 243.
I would say we're likely to get our first action in the 240, but it probably won't translate until maybe a kill at the 6 or 7 minute mark. I do not
Okay.
expect it to be in the top lane. I kind of feel like the top lane isn't going to be a super gankable position for either side. Although it is obviously possible. As I am loading in, we'll see if it successfully picks up the transition. It looks to me like it has successfully picked up the transition.
Oh, wow. Let's do the skin check.
Oh, I lost the skin check
So
already.
the TSM.
Alright.
Wait. Oh. Oh, what is going? Oh, you probably just have to wait for a little bit. Oh, you have that over there as well. Wow, that's so pro. What is going on? I saw the buy items. Okay,
Let's see.
we're fine.
And let's make sure I remember my little hotkeys for enabling things. There's the team fight view. And we're going to let directed camera do most of the work today.
That's actually smart. But like before using directive camera, can you swap the team members to the
I
LCS
absolutely
border?
can. It's a good suggestion. Oops.
So TSM on the blue side. Wait, maybe you should also show their team name with the tag.
I don't have that capability. I'm just using the
Oh,
League Spectator client. Uh,
I see.
I would say I can. Is the top of the scoreboard cut off?
I don't think so. It looks totally fine on my side.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's not messed up.
Okay,
As we're gonna see
I'm glad
a
that I'm not blind.
so we'll see a blue side start here. It looks like for SRE, as Karthus is gonna start on his red.
And that's also true for the it's trying to do a level 1 cheese and try to let Karthus to solo the red, which is a little bit trading going on mid. Okay, let's do wait. The TSM is pushing volume, trying to get a book fulfilled.
I would say, and it looks like so. If we just sort of look at the opening items, Nasus is open with Corrupted Potion, which is not particularly surprising, given that his desire to sit back and farm. Jax has been much more aggressive with the blade, and
Also, I think we should do a little bit check on the runes. I do see the glacial augment from Ari, so that's more of a pick setup.
yep, there's Glacial Augment. Jax is taking Electrocute as we see it proc right there, looking, I assume, to kind of bully the Nasus out of the lane. We have Dark Harvest on Karthus, which is about what you would expect, and you have, I believe, Press the Attack on Kaisa and Aftershock on Nautilus.
It's pretty normal.
Yep, both pretty normal. On the other side, you have Grasp on Nasus, who misses the cannon minion on stream. Oh, shame.
Oh my god. I need to close this. I cannot see that anymore. Oh, get me out.
I'll say as Vi shows up in the jungle, and we do. Oh, and it's a first blood in the bot lane at 3 minutes.
Hey. I'm close. I do get like who gets the first blood, but I didn't get who died for the first blood.
Yep, and it looks like Ashe was able to keep her flash for as much good as it did her since she died. All 4 summoners were used in the bot lane from TSM.
Yeah, I just try to cosplay Double Lift and save her flash for next next month. No, I mean next week.
Ouch.
Sorry, Double Lift.
I'm not sorry, Double
And also
Lift.
in the jungle, Liam tried to invade as we predicted, and successfully took away the blue from Karthus. He
No,
didn't,
he
right?
didn't. Karthus was able
Oh,
to go back and get the blue afterwards.
yeah. So he successfully took get Karthus out from the blue, but since Ari is closer to the Karthus, blue side is able to secure the blue for Karthus.
Meanwhile, the Heck
The
is
all-in
showing
flash.
off in the top lane and forces the flash out from Jax, who maybe needs to be going a little bit less aggressive than he's been going. As
It's actually close. And here is the fight between Karthus and Y. So Y actually going in proc the aftershock, but Karma flashed for
that
that.
was a bit of a strange
Definitely
flash.
definitely a miscommunication between the mid laner and the jungler of SRE. Oh, I need to answer the door.
Okay, well, meanwhile, while Vance goes and answers the door, the bot lane, CS-wise at least, is relatively even, seeing about a 400 gold difference right now overall, which is pretty much just the damage done on the kill. Karthus has managed to hold up pretty well here, is sitting on level 4. Interesting, that won't let me... okay. But is about to get to level 5, is likely going to be taking it back here after the Raptors camp, which he does finish here. Meanwhile, Vi has come in and is clearing out her Krugs. And we continue to get some action up top here, as Dondika has hit 6 first, which will be a nice win for him right here, but unless he's able to actually take out Nasus, importantly here, what we've seen is Nasus was able to shove the wave in, take his recall, and walk back. Meanwhile, Jax was forced to teleport back, so that's a summoner spell advantage on the top side here. But they have managed to eat through most of Nasus's corrupting potion charges, with his sustain obviously going to be much better in lane than the sustain offered from just the Doran's Blade. Especially with Grasp as well in his rune set. Meanwhile, Ari's got the overall shove it on Karma right now, which is helping him close in on the Vi a little bit, as Vi is trying to invade Karthus' jungle. As we're now going to see another little fight here, as we may actually see a Nasus ult forced out, as Jax is going to try to take the win. And he does get the solo kill on Nasus, who maybe pushed a little harder than he wanted to. Probably would have been a little bit safer for Nasus to just kind of take the win, both of them almost dead, both of them back, and he can TP back to lane when Jax can't. As we see another Nautilus hook land. But the Zyra damage on the Kaisa is immense. And TSM is forced out of the trade here. Although it was able to force the flash and heal from Ashe, so obviously a nice win overall. Yeah, Tech, that Nasus flash probably wasn't really what they were hoping for. As Threshold throws another hook. It's had a couple good ones so far, but that one didn't land. As we're now going to see an R8 ult forced out.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back. You missed Jax solo killing Nasus. Nasus burnt his flash trying to get a kill, but they were both basically one hit from dead, and Jax got the hit in first.
Outplayed mechanically.
I believe that is the technical term, yes.
Yeah. It's actually outplayed. It's not really like Karthus hit R.
Speaking of Karthus hitting R, though, Karthus has hit that all-important level 6 point. And
Correct.
so hitting R will do more than just press a button on his keyboard now. It instead will lock him in place for several seconds. As it looks like
Can
Kai'Sa's
we
heal
believe
was...
it? Carsos actually have like more CS than the Jacks right now.
I would say, I don't think the Jax is particularly interested in farming minions when he could farm champions. Unfortunately, this one looks like it's a little bit more in the favor of the Nasus, especially given the size of the creep waves, as the Heck turns around and gets the return solo kill on Dondika, with Dondika not having the ability to teleport back to lane and is likely going to miss a good chunk of this minion wave. Meanwhile, in the bite lane, Zyra just gets exploded by the Nautilus damage. And we're likely going to see, I was saying, there's a probable 2-for-2 coming in here as Karma's going to show up to pick up the, well, no. As everyone in the bot lane dies, lots of summoners used. SRE is a little bit faster to the roam there than TSM, who wasn't really looking for the roam at all. It did, of course, call down the first Karthus ult of the game.
The Carsos actually got one assist, which is good for him because I assume he has the presence of mind, so that he get some refund of his mana and the out CD.
As Karthus has picked up 2 Dark Harvest stacks, but Ahri's going to get caught out in the jungle here and drop to the Karma, Zyra, and Vi team.
This is for like a century.
That is what happens with all of those champions sitting there.
Actually, I was thinking like if the RA were gonna to take cleanse.
Oh, so I think you could make a very, very good argument that Cleanse would have been the preferable summoner spell here to ignite.
But I mean, you're playing RA, that is kind of very mobile champion, and you cannot cleanse Y out. So reasonable for her to have the ignite. But now there's something going on top.
I was saying, and sort of an after effect of that catch on Ahri. Ahri's still running back to the lane. Meanwhile, Karma was able to roam up and really turn around that fight top lane, forcing out 2 flashes. So a really, really nice roam by Nubs there.
Right now, topside is winning for SRE, and jungle is kind of even, but one has 150 bounty. Mid lane is pretty much even, and bot lane as well. The TSM side has 2 kills on Nautilus.
Yup, and Nautilus accordingly is up about 600 gold on the Zyra, as we can see in the bottom. Meanwhile, Nasus is up a solid 700 gold on the Jax, which isn't shocking given that he's up to 25 CS up at this point.
So both teams showed pretty good synergy with the roaming of their mid laners, but I think right now TSM's bot lane has executed their team comp better. Ooh, don't tank, don't tank.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think TSM's bot lane has done a really, really solid job. They needed to make sure they weren't getting in long poke fest looking to all in, and they've turned 3 kills around in the bot lane. Of course, they've had 2 kills turned around on them, although one of them at least was kind of an artifact of the jungle and mid both showing up as well.
Yeah, but they do need to worry about their top lane because the Nasus is getting bigger and bigger, and I think is above the curve right now.
Yeah, I would say as Nasus picks up another plate and is very likely going to be a problem here for the Jax, who I'm not sure Nasus or Jax really wants to be fighting here, and if this can turn into a kill, oh, probably another flash that the Heck wishes he had back, although he is going to survive after that lifesteal. I think at least granting Karthus another Dark Harvest proc though, as Karthus is now up to 4 Dark Harvest stacks.
Nasus still have the ult. I think the Heck tried to bait the Jax in, but Jax gets like clever this time.
I'll say, and Liam fails the Q over the wall and will pay for it with his life.
Ooh. He didn't flash. Would that be a karma? Oh, It's not Karma's might, but Karma has to burn flash as well.
As the Heck turns around and just sends Jax back to base the long way.
Oh my god.
Just a very casual solo kill there from the Heck. As we
It's
continue
actually very close. So I feel like this is 300 IQ because the Hack act like he's getting minion block, and then just turn around, boom, see you later.
Yeah, Jax thought he saw an opportunity and forgot that, oh yes, Nasus has a lot of burst damage. Although Cons is now coming in here looking to end the Nasus.
The Nasus has no mana, so see ya. Wait. Oh,
As this lane
actually,
is...
yeah, I feel like if the Nasus played perfectly, maybe he can turn it around. It's probably still gonna die, though.
I think maybe with a little more mana he might have been able to turn that around.
Yeah,
but at the mana levels he had, probably not. I was saying, Tech, we actually
like,
did something similar to that several years ago, where we actually did the broadcasting live in a room. But that was back when Riot had a little bit more support for independent tournaments.
And that's when the red kind is much better, right?
Alright, and the Mountain Dragon is picked up by Liam. So if we take a look, is now 900 gold down to the Karthus, who is sitting on his own 250 gold bounty. Elsewhere across the map...
Ocean Drake, right?
Yep, it looks like an Ocean Drake is coming in, as Kai'Sa's going to go down. And the entire bot lane... I mean, it feels like sort of in one-on-one combat, the bot lane has been better for TSM, but the mid and jungle synergy and roaming has been a lot more on point for SRE than TSM. It is really just kind of what's turning around this bot lane, as first brick here is going to go over to SRE.
I do think SRE has a better mid and jungle pick. Like, think about the 2v2 scenario. I do believe Vi and Karma is way stronger than the Ahri and Karthus right now.
Oh, definitely. Especially if the Ahri and Karthus don't get, like, a pick off of an Ahri charm or something like that.
So
in the meantime, this problem in the top lane for TSM is getting pretty disastrous. Almost up to a 2,000 gold lead for the Heck. And is sitting on a 55 CS lead at this point.
And also with the double kill, Ashe has finished her Essence River plus Shin.
Yep. And so is going to look like she's going to be going Triforce Ashe. Which is...
Is this a build for Ashe now?
It is a build that has kind of come into vogue the last month or so. I don't super love it, but it's a very utility-focused build. So it has a lot of CDR coming in from the Triforce, so you have lots of hawk shots, you get lots of arrows, your W's on a very low cooldown, as Karma's going to eat a lot of poke, as we can kind of see this mid-lane philosophy for SRE. And
I went in for the all-in. I think she could probably get a solo kill, but there's something going on top.
Saying Nasus sees the jungler, and Nasus does not care. As the Rift Herald comes in now, and so they should know where Vi is. We'll see if they're going to opt into that, and we see Vi now ready to go on the Karthus, who is forced to flash over the wall. Meanwhile, Ahri has her Super Soaker ready, as we see a 2v1 kill in the bot lane as Nautilus sort of roamed into the middle. This is going pretty bad across the map for TSM right now.
So they lost their bot lane lead when both Vi and Karma roamed bot, and their top lane is just not gonna to win. So to find a way to break the situation right now. Oh, another kill.
Yep, another kill coming in top lane. Liam's just kind of all over the map, affecting these lanes.
Because it's Nasus, he tanked like the turn for 5 seconds and he just doesn't care.
Yeah, he does not give any fucks about this. As we see, the Rift Herald is dropped and takes out the inhibitor turret at 19 minutes.
Looking at this, they can have another charge?
With
Wait, let me see Sherry. Oh my god.
I don't think Shelly charges inhibitors, does she?
Probably no. Since Kaisa was there and they just turned away.
Excellent directed camera work here, Riot. Some riveting footage of the base.
They just refuse to give Shelly more attention.
Yep. And meanwhile, if we now go in back to check this top lane situation, it's now a 3,000 gold lead, which is a full 80% of their team's gold lead right now.
And this, I believe, is a complete spirit visage for Nasus.
So yeah, and almost is going to have his Triforce. I thought he was going to go Frozen Fist here with the Sheen and the Glacial Shroud, but pulls the Phage out, and I think we all know where this Nasus is going.
Yeah. It can be like Glacial Fist plus the Black Cleaver.
I suppose that's possible? I mean, I guess if Spirit Fire did physical damage, it might make sense. Without that, though, that would be surprising.
That's right. It's probably like I should build like Frozen Fist for the matchup against Jax. And after 10 minutes, wait, this Jax is so weak. Let me just start with Training Force and try to demolish all those turrets.
I'll say as Jax has completed his first item, a Blade of the Rune King. I'm assuming mostly to give him any sort of sustain to stay in this lane. Listen, I think you kind of really just have seen the strategy that SRE had in this game, as the Karma's trying to chase down the Jax, but instead gets popped by the Kaisa. Or sorry, not the Jax, the Karthus. Where they weren't really trying to win the game through exploding mid lane, but they were trying to get push in mid lane, have Liam and Nubs kind of roam down together and make plays across the map. Really turned around the bot lane for them. And meanwhile, their just kind of skill advantage in the top lane has turned into a terrible situation here for TSM. Meanwhile, Vi is forced to flash out, but manages to live anyway from the Karthus ult that has come in.
And also, TSM tried to get a 3v1 versus the Nasus, but Nasus just doesn't care, pop the ult and just casually walk away.
Yep. Dude is sitting here with 504 stacks and is hungry for more. Or as I like cowboys would say, Daddy is coming.
So what do you think TSM can do right now?
Well, what they're doing right now with the Nasus at least makes a degree of sense, although you can see just like in the 1v3 he turns around even before the Like, honestly, to some degree, there's not really anything TSM can do right now. If they can limit the damage that Nasus can do to them, they do have some scaling on their team, but Jax isn't going to be relevant for probably another item or an item and a half, which at this rate will be, I don't know, 15 minutes from now? With the inhibitor turret already down in the top lane. And Baron now up, as we're seeing SRE is pinging on Baron and is likely to go there. Not really a ton I can see TSM doing to come back from the hole they're in right now.
Yeah, because like on TSM said, you want the scaling from Jax and Kaisa, and unfortunately both of them have 4 deaths. and the most leading members you have is the Carthus, and the Nasus have a Spirit Visit and the Merc Trap. I just don't see this game going well.
I'll say, and the Nasus is shut down here, but it comes at the cost of Baron buff. I was saying, you do see at least, like, the Karthus has built Morellos really early, and the Grievous Wounds there will help a little bit with the sustain that Nasus can get. So, TSM will have a slight power play here for about 30 seconds before Nasus gets back on the map. But even so, their waves are pushed in really hard. They're down multiple dragons. The Nasus clock is ever ticking. SRE is on its vaunted 3 Triforce power spike. That is a Triforce.
Triforce. I like that. Down money is on Kaisa, so at least it's closer to the end game build of Kaisa.
Yeah, I will say though, remember that TSM wanted the heck on Nasus. Like, this is his fallback pick after 4 bans and his Jax was taken away from him. And maybe they will just be happier being on red side where they can guarantee a counter pick. Or maybe they could go something less volatile for Dondika here in future games. Because Jax is one of those champions that if he does fall way behind, like, he's just not useful.
That's true.
And right now, Jax is a 300 gold paperweight for Nasus.
And also, I don't think the build is right for Jax versus Nasus. I feel like you should rush a Trinity Force, like go Phage and then Shin and then Stinger and then Triforce.
Oh yeah, and I think that's absolutely. Oh, as we see a pick on Ashe coming through, but Daddy's coming again, but nothing they can do in the TP. The Kaisa does go down in retaliation, although the Karma took a good poke in here. We sort of look very similar levels of health overall.
EDC is in 2019.
I was saying, but you could even see, just like this, Jax is trying to assert anything against the jungler even, and can't do anything. They're trying to match the Karma up, or the Karthus up with the Nasus, and he can't do anything. As this inhib's gonna fall.
What are you going to do against this Nasus?
I mean, maybe your best hope here is kind of to hope that you can catch him overextending and turn that into a kill, and then follow that kill with just trying to then force an engage on SRE, but it's going to be hard to find that opportunity. As the Heck is looking to pull a kill in the 5v1, the 1v5, and he doesn't do it, but he does get some scare going on them.
Also?
But this is a 45-second play where the Nasus is off the map. Unfortunately, they're now down 2 inhibitors to go with it, and no major objectives will be on the map because SRE is simply just going to take Cloud Dragon before TSM can even clear the waves out from their base.
Yeah, and all the minion waves is pushing against TSM, so they have to stay at base and just farm.
But yeah, going back to your point, I think obviously this isn't really the Jax build that you normally want. I think just about against anyone, Jax is going to be wanting going an early Triforce. If not, he's going to want to go a defensive item first into an early Triforce, as Karthus looks like he's going to be picked here by the endless clown car of CC coming in from SRE. And I assume he went Blade of the Rune King because he was looking for some way to get a degree of sustain in this matchup to be able to stay in lane with Nasus a little bit more, whose lifesteal passive obviously was just kind of giving him a lot more innate sustain than the Jax had. But it's just kind of made him not do anything.
I feel like that's kind of mistake. Since when you know that the Nasus is willing to fight you, you probably have to go for an all-in build. I feel like this game can be go the other way if he won the very close fight that at level 5. Is it level 5 or level 6 when both of them are pretty low?
It was level 6, I think, because it was post ults. I would say, but even the problem is, like, he did get a solo kill much earlier in the lane from an aggressive Nasus play, and it turned into this anyway. I don't know. I just feel like maybe I think they were trying to force him onto the Nasus and look for something that really can't lane quite as authoritatively, but it doesn't seem to really have been an effective strategy here. And I don't know if they need Don Dicka to be on something like a ranged champion that can sort of more safely lay down poke and lay down harass. I don't know if he should look for sort of a much higher floor champion, like a tank or like a Maokai or a Malphite or what have you, depending on what happens to fit in the composition. Which
works,
obvious,
or like just have something that is not Karthus.
I was saying, Khans loves Karthus, but it's really not a strong scrapping jungler. Like, if you can get onto the Karthus,
you're gonna just find some way to avoid fighting early, right?
Yeah, and honestly, they did an okay job with that, but eventually they were kind of forced in by the pressure that was ending up in their jungle. As my prediction of the Heck just kind of farming up to late game didn't account for the fact that for the Heck in this game, late game was about 10-12 minutes before he became the scariest thing on this planet.
Now with 3 inhibitors down and 5 minutes wrong for SRE, they're trying to look for the final push.
As we see the Karthus ult coming in here, not really going to do much of anything. At least has done some damage. Karthus is going to end the game with 13 Dark Harvest stacks, which he'll probably be happy to see. Unfortunately, Nasus is ending the game with 636 stacks of Siphoning Strike, as SRE takes game 1 from TSM.
I'm curious, like, how many out of the 636 are farm jacks?
Well, he only had actually 5 kills. It definitely felt like more than that, but that was it. But if we look overall kind of at the damage numbers coming in, I mean,
feel like every time the Nasus uses a Q on the jacks, he's actually stealing something from the jacks. Maybe the confidence, maybe just a proc of the Grasp of the Undying.
Yeah, it was one of those two. As we kind of look at the damage charts, there's not a ton of damage coming in from the mid laners in this game. Karthus was the big damager for TSM. The Jax was in 3rd place for his team, but was bullied around pretty hard. As we're going to jump in the lobby for game 2 here.
Okay.
And I will swap to the pro draft once we have it. This is the last game's pro draft.
I'm thinking for the first game, SRE definitely have done a better job than TSM in terms of the mid jungle synergy. They roam proactively better than TSM and more frequently bot to turn the bot lane around. TSM used to have a lead on their bot lane, and the time when Y is trying to